Aaron, a few folks, and talked about you already today. Now, obviously the drops and stuff like that, but one word everybody used to describe you as resilient. Um, is that the case for you? And if so, I mean, what makes you that way?
I'll probably say, yeah, you can consider me as that a resilient guy because like drops, like not it's not what we want, but they happen. So it's how you respond from those. So just as long as I keep a clear head throughout the game and be ready when the ball comes to me next go around, and that's really all that matters. And I'll probably say the injuries, of course, they it's a setback, and it's really how you respond to those as well and come out stronger. Like don't let them like make who you are. Like in the moment, it's how you like recover from them and make sure like you come back healthy and just as strong and like just like I never like lost my steps or like lost speed or anything like that.
Yeah, you're someone that came in with Carson Beck, and he recently announced that he is declaring for the NFL draft. What do you think that Carson should be remembered for in his time here at the University of Georgia?
A leader, a great football player. That's who he is. He makes sure that we're going to be in the right play, the right protection. When things don't go right throughout the game, like at halftime, he makes sure we're good. Make sure he's going around making sure like the offensive line is okay, the receivers are good, and things like that.
Said you haven't lost your speed. Are you still as fast as you were when you were running track? And also, can you kind of go down the list? You seem like you were snake bit for
I've
3 years. You had so many different injuries. Can you kind of recap what all those were?
My first injury I had was my wrist. I did that in high school, and I didn't get it fixed until when I got here. So I played my senior year with the broke skateboard in my wrist.
Arian
So yeah, that was
Smith, if
painful.
you
Then I got here, I messed
remember
up my meniscus, my right knee.
the player. I
Got
just
healthy
said
from that.
Arian Smith,
Came
if you
back,
were wondering.
played like 4 games. Had my first reception as a touchdown in South Carolina. I remember that. Then my fibula broke my fibula. That had me out for a while. That was a season ending injury. I didn't come back. I didn't come back that year. And then I got healthy from that. And then as soon as I got healthy from that, had a good spring, good fall. 2 weeks before Oregon, I think it's 2021 or 2022. I broke my ankle. I tore my deltoid ligament in my ankle, and I think that's it. Yeah, four. My speed. I feel like it's not as fast as I would be running track because I'm not as focused on like the details of like running, um, more so as in football. So I feel like I'm still fast, but not as fast as track speed. So yeah.
On the SEC championship telecast, Herb Street said that he thought you were jumping as the ball got there, which may have explained the drops. Is there something to that? Have you looked at that?
Mm, I take accountability of all my drops. Like I try to not make excuses. I never do that. A drop is a drop. Coach always tells us my job is to catch the ball regardless of how it's thrown. If it's short, if it's overthrown, if it's too high, make sure I make effort to get it. Um, One of the plays I probably say I did jump too early, misjudged it. That happens as well. So probably I jumped too early or misjudged it. So next time I make sure I do a better job of judging the ball. Make sure I don't jump if I don't need to, and jump when I need to.
As a receiver, I want to ask you the difference in catching balls from Carson Beck to Gunnar Stockton. Are there some adjustments that you have to make from that standpoint?
Yes, everybody's different. Like they say, I run routes different than Dylan Bell or Gunner definitely throws a different ball than Carson. Um, so just adjusting to those, it's just time with the quarterback practice. Make sure I get those throws in practice or after practice if I don't get a lot of catches in practice. So just taking the time to like makes time so I get those different catches. Where it's like I'm running out and they throw the ball like it's the drops too. Like their balls drop differently because how they release the ball. So they definitely do different. But my job is to catch the ball.
Yeah, you had two huge plays in that SEC championship game. Obviously, the first down on the punt, and then the fumble recovery that you had of the Nate Frazier fumble. Could you just sort of walk me through those two plays and what you remember about them, and what you saw on those plays?
The fake punt, I remember my teammates asked me, was I nervous to get the punt, like the fake punt, like when they called it? No, because it's just like offense, like it's just like a different formation or different like moment or situation in the game. Like it's not offense, it's punt, but it's still offense in me. Like I got to get the ball and go get the first. Coach said, make sure I get the first. Don't worry about nothing else. Like don't do too much. Make sure I protect the ball and get the first. And that's what I did. So when I did it, the whole sideline went crazy. The stadium was rocking, and I knew we had momentum again. So I did my job on that. And the fumble recovery, I remember I was looking at I was blocking, and I peeked back and looked in the backfield, and I see Nate come around the corner, and I was like, oh, he might score because he had like broke a tackle and was like running. something told me just run. It's just habit, like just muscle memory. I just ran after him and tried to push him in the end zone or make sure like the ball didn't come out. And I'd be dang, the ball came out, and I and I jumped on it, and yeah, my team was like, good job, good job. That's a great play. That saved the game. And I, like I said, resiliency. Like I could have been messed up throughout the game when I had those drops and been down on myself and not been in my space. Like it's gonna happen. Like you just got to be prepared when it does.
It's another postseason trip for you guys, and you in particular. You've been with the program for a while now. What are your memories besides winning games of some of the bowl games you've been to? Do you have any swag from some of those trips? And have you ever been to New Orleans?
No, I never been in New Orleans, but I'll probably say the memories has been with my teammates. This bowl game is a little different than the past because like when we went to Miami, was it last year? I think yeah, FSU. It was different because we were there for a week and we had like separate times set to like go do things with the team or like times to like go be out with our like teammates and do stuff like go out to walk down the street and get like a snack or something like that. This is different because it's like a business trip. Coach calls it. We're not there to have fun. We're there to go in and make sure we advance because it's win or die these playoff rounds. So it's not like it was in the past. It's very different. And this is our first game, so we don't know how it is until we get into the bowl site in the bowl game. So I'm very excited to be a part of New Orleans. I've never been there, so.
Switch to Zoom questions now.
First question will go to Bailey Burmaster.
Hey, Arian, two questions. I'll let you answer the first one and then I'll ask the second. Outside of reps, what more can you guys as receivers do to continue to build that chemistry basically up until game time with Gunner?
I'll probably say trust ourselves, trust the quarterback, trust the process, and just go out there and be confident and don't overthink when the ball comes our way.
In addition, we just talked to Oscar Delp, who told us about Gunner's cows. I'm curious what you know about these cows and what you can say about Gunner the person off the field.
Nah, I don't know too much about his cows. I make sure I will ask him about him because I didn't ask him about him yet, so I'll make sure I ask him after this. But nah, Gunner's he's a humble guy. Y'all probably seen that went viral what he drives. I've been seeing that truck he drives all the time at the practice. I asked him about it one time. I told him it was nice. But he's a down to earth guy. He's not too flashy. He doesn't talk too much. He doesn't do too much. He lets his actions speak. So yeah.
Next question will come from Wade Cheek.
Aaron, I had some microphone issues, so I wasn't able to ask Oscar this, but I'll ask you. Oscar's quote, Raven County baby, is still resonating with the Raven community. It's clear they've rallied around their hometown kid. How important is it for you guys to rally around him? And is there anything specific for you as a receiver that you've done to try to help him prepare for this first playoff game?
Yes, some things I've done to like rally with Gunner and like other teammates is stay after practice and get extra catches with them and talk through things with them because like if practice is going quicker and faster and we don't have the time to like slow the game down and walk through things and talk to the quarterback and ask him what he wants and he asks us what we want on like a throw or something like that or what we're comfortable at and like things like that. But coach tells us Gunner's not gonna he's gonna play good, but us around him is gonna make him play better, and we have to play confidence and do the things throughout the game so that he plays to the up to the standard of our team. So we make the game easier for him, and he makes it easier for us, like complementary football.
Next question will come from Palmer Toms.
Yeah, Arian, just what have you seen as a difference from Trevor this season?
I'll probably say his resiliency. He had some injuries throughout the season, like bugs, like kept like coming up and then going away, and just his commitment to the team and owning his role throughout the season. He does what he's asked to do and doesn't complain.
And final question will go to Charles Odom with the Associated Press.
It's asking a lot for a quarterback to make his first start in a playoff atmosphere. How important was that SEC championship game, not only for Gunner, but for the offense's confidence in him as you guys move forward into the playoff?
It was very important for us to come out victorious in an SEC championship. Not only did Gunner play like pretty good for his first big game, I'll probably say that we helped him. Like you probably seen the video that went viral about Lucky and stuff like that. Just us rallying around him and telling him good things and being positive around him helps him bring up his confidence and allows him to play good and free.
Wraps up.
Would you go into a little more detail about guys throwing different balls? You know, how it's different to you as a wide receiver, catching one from Carson, catching one from Gunner. Explain it to us who don't catch footballs for a living.
It's hard to explain it. Like it's easier to be out there and like notice it and feel it, but like I try not to like dive too deep into it because like that's really not the issue. And like, you know, as a quarterback or like a receiver, like the problem is the drop, so I got to fix that. But I'll probably say probably the spin or the drop of the ball. Like sometimes it nose dives or, you know, like it just looks different. The perception of the ball when it comes to you, so you can misjudge it if you don't follow through all the way with your eyes. So just being on the details and stuff like that. Like I got to make sure I follow through with the ball. So
All right, thank you, Aaron.
thank y'all.
Aaron.